Scott, I guess just kind of wrapping up the Bahamas. Kind of a difficult run. Had the big win over St. John's, but tough game against Tennessee.
Yeah, let's talk about St. John's. Great win, and just so much excitement, enthusiasm after a win like that. A game that you thought you might win in regulation, you thought you might win in OT, and then you thought you might lose. And then, anytime you're down 5 with 8 seconds to go and pull off a win, that's saying something. So I think that was really good for our team. And then Tennessee, obviously, the first half wasn't what we envisioned, thought, prepared for. At the same time, we competed second half. We're able to come back, win that half, and win every media in the second half and tie, I believe, in one. So I thought a lot of things we can learn and grow from that experience. And I know playing teams like Tennessee and Gonzaga, who saw in Jeff Goodman's ranking, both of them are top 4, 2 and 4. If you can beat veteran teams early in the year, that's really saying something. And veteran guards, especially, and old guards are hard to compete against early in the year. And what it does is it teaches you just what you got to do. And with our talented team, it's still there's no substitute for experience. And that's why as many opportunities like those allow you to grow, mature, and know what you got to do to be successful in those games.
Pretty unique situation in a tournament like that where you're playing a couple of games in a couple of days. Just how valuable is that experience, when you're not going to get that again until late in the season?
Yeah, the only time you get that's a Big 12 tournament, so it does help you prepare for that. At the same time, it's 2 games that the win will help your net and the loss won't hurt it. And at the same time, those are the type of games you play in the NCAA tournament. The only difference is you have a day in between.
Norchad, Big 12 Player of the Week, and obviously has been really stellar so far this season. Has he been everything you've expected when he's gotten here?
Yeah, Norchad's really worked hard in the offseason. He lost 15 pounds to improve his speed and athleticism. He's worked hard on his shot. He's gotten better at his ball handling. So proud of his progression, and as we continue to play and get used to what he can do and how he can do it, we'll just be better and better.
Scott, do you think VJ might have had some nerves or just playing in front of, in the Bahamas, particularly that first game? You think he maybe had some anxiety or anything?
You're human, and how many times do you get a chance to play in front of the home crowd? And he hadn't been back there since 9th grade. So, to play on in front of them, family, friends, his country, and at the same time, you're playing against St. John's, who recruited him. He's from up that way. A lot of emotion goes into that.
Don't know a whole lot about New Orleans, but I did see they beat Tulane in overtime. What do you know about them?
Well, that's all you have to say right there. That's a heck of a road win. Tulane's a great team. Coach Hunter does a great job, and with that, the other team that we are familiar with, Kansas State, they led K-State at halftime. This is a team that hadn't been beat by more than 26, and a lot of teams that play road games, guarantee games, might have 30, 40, 50-point losses, and they've gotten better the more they've played, and a lot of athleticism and a lot of speed, quickness that make it hard to force them into a bunch of turnovers and get separation.
During the last month or so of non-conference play, just how big are these games for the net, and just kind of building that resume, even though it's only November, December?
Yeah, every game's important, and if you're like, well, this is an easy game or whatever, just look at college football last weekend. Expect the unexpected in athletics, especially college athletics, and there's so many good coaches, so many good players. New Orleans got a lot of good players, a lot well coached, and you got to play well to win.
Is there any difficulty going from a couple of marquee matchups against top 25 opponents and then to a team like New Orleans, who people may not know near as much about?
Definitely human nature comes into effect, and people talk about your previous games or your upcoming games, and if they don't mention the team, that's just normal. But the great players lock into each and every game and each and every practice. I mean, every day is an opportunity to get better, and either you're getting better or you're getting worse. And we had 2 good days of practice. It's hard coming back from a place like the Bahamas just because you put so much energy, effort, you got travel, and you're always a little worried on the first game back from any extended trip. But we got better the last 2 days.
Do you have any solution to first halves? I mean, is that just
Yeah, we're just going to start it with the second
started
half.
second half?
Yeah.
Defense in particular.
We'll just what we do in warm-ups. We'll just schematically maybe a little bit what we do, try to get us going more. Start warm-ups at 60 instead of 55 on the clock. I mean, try to adjust whatever we can to see what we can do.
In maybe on the defensive end, is there solutions there? You know, is that a fix, I guess?
Yeah. Defensively, I mean, one thing offense and defenses work together. If you're getting stops, then you're getting advantages on offense. Like our 4 worst halves defensively are our 4 worst halves offensively. And you look at Tennessee, I mean, we got a Jaden Nunn turnover, a Norchad turnover, and a VJ turnover. All were unforced. And now you put them in transition 3 times. So, I mean, like, we can't turn the ball over in the start of the game, and we get shots, then our defense is set, so our defense will be better.
With Jeremy and Norchad stepping up in all tournament teams, they're new to this program, but they're veterans. How have you seen them step up into leadership roles, even though they're new here?
I think it's amazing. Things are different. Used to be your leaders were 4th or 5th year guys, and you had more of them than new guys. And nowadays you have fewer returners, and we're really blessed. We got a good group. We got a good mix of players. We got guys that respect one another, like one another, learn from one another. And as long as you have that, you got a chance to be successful. And obviously relationships will grow, and our returning players done a good job welcoming the new guys and telling them and showing them what we do, and at the same time open to their suggestions on to make things better. Good questions.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
Norchad, I guess just kind of coming off the Bahamas, what's your take on, I mean, obviously y'all struggled, particularly in that second game, but what's your take and how can y'all kind of bounce back from that?
No, like how you said, we struggled a little bit. I think we struggled a lot in the first half. In the second half, we were looking way more like Baylor basketball. And, just to learn from it, because we did the same thing against St. John's, a slow start. They went up way, like 18, 20 points up. So, we just got to figure out the way how to start quick and, do what we do in the second half. Because I think we played great basketball in the second half, both games.
Is there anything that Scott's kind of working on with you guys about those maybe slower starts or any adjustments y'all started to make?
Yeah, definitely. We addressed a lot of those stuff in practice yesterday, today, film, because there are a lot of stuff that is controllables that we can do, just effort and stuff like that, and we definitely fixing that.
A lot of the new transfer guys like yourself, Jeremy, seem to really, at least from the outside, seem to be fitting in really well. How do you feel like you guys are kind of gelling with this team?
It's definitely the culture that they have here. Like, they welcome us. Like, I feel like I've been here for 4 years. Like, the guys just treat you like brothers, the coaches, like everybody, like outside, the people in Waco, like, you just feel like really welcoming, and that's big, I think.
You coming off a couple of big games there in the Bahamas, did you feel like you got something going? And then following up on what I had asked earlier, y'all did fight back against Tennessee. Was that a good thing is that something you can build off of?
Yeah, definitely. I was proud of each and every one of my teammates, because if the game was just the second half, we win every single media in the second half, and that was something that the coach asked us to do. The first half is what beat us up, and we got to address that, like how I said.
You again dropped over 20 points in both of those games. Just kind of, what are you finding, or is there anything going on scheme-wise, or just more confidence with this team? What's been working for you, I guess?
No, my teammates trusted me. They tell me go get a bucket. Like, I'm a pass you the ball. They trusted me. The coaches trusted me, and that's something really big for me. That gave me a lot of confidence.
You come off 2 games where y'all play St. John's, Tennessee, very high-profile, high-marquee game. now you get New Orleans, team that's 2-4. They are coming off a Tulane win, but how do you kind of get up for that one too? It's a matinee too. It's a 1 o'clock start. How do you get up for that one?
Not underestimating anybody. You know, I mean, I saw film on them. They just beat Tulane, like how you said, you know, so they got that running start. They got that hype. So, like, just come in and, you know, don't let them get that running start and just turn them off.
How important or how valuable is maybe this last month of conference play to really kind of find your guys' groove and just get as prepared as you can for tough Big 12 play?
No, like you said, that's very important because, you know, going into conference play, you know, still learning each other. Like, we are a whole new team, you know. We are way better than we were at the beginning of the year, but there's still stuff I think everybody still can learn from each other. So, like, it's very important. Just keep playing with each other, staying together, learn everybody's strengths, weaknesses, and, you know, just exploit them.
You kind of touched on it right there, but about a month into the season now, kind of what have you learned about this group of guys?
Yeah, that we are fighters. Like, you see the game in St. John's, we did not give up. I don't think we give up against Tennessee either. Like, we fight back. And that's something very important to me, not giving up. You know, because we know, everybody know, I see everybody in the gym every day putting the work in. So, like, we know that we put the work in and what we are capable of.
Jeremy, I guess, how many times have you gone back and taken a look at that final shot against St. John's?
I mean, to be honest, I didn't really look at it like that, even after like the game on Saturday, because I didn't. I mean, obviously you saw on the timeline and stuff like that. It was probably took a couple minutes and really just like let it soak in. But I just didn't want that to kind of deter over to the next day and kind of still live off that hype. That game already happened. Obviously, it was a big time shot, big time win. I just kind of wanted to turn it on to the next page, but it was definitely a good moment for me for sure.
Your phone blow up?
Yeah, it was blowing up.
Yeah. How do you kind of bounce back from that Tennessee game? Y'all have had a couple of tough games now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you bounce back from that and get ready to play a New Orleans team that just beat Tulane?
Yeah. Just get back to what we do. I mean, I think this start of the season's been, we've had one of the toughest start of seasons that nobody's even played this many top 25 teams. And I think this schedule is just helping us build and grow into the Big 12 season. So just finish this off strong, finish this stretch off strong. I mean, we've already had a tough one with Gonzaga, Arkansas, I mean, St. John's, Tennessee. So we're already kind of got our nose rubbed in some stuff. So you know we've been there, but just kind of getting back to our principles, kind of getting back to what we do would be the main thing.
After playing a double overtime game against St. John's and having to come right back and play Tennessee, can you touch on just kind of the challenges of a 50-minute game, and then tomorrow you're doing the exact same thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, but that's things you got to get over. I mean, you got to just kind of recover, got to do what you got to do. Whether it's hydration, cold tub, stuff like that, we can't make any excuses about our legs or anything like we're tired. Because, I mean, they played a later game than us too, so just can't have any excuses, though.
And you seem to be fitting in really well, Norchad as well, these transfers coming in. Just how do you feel like you're gelling with this group of guys?
I think everybody's coming along. I mean, I feel like we could all be doing a better job, myself specifically. But, I mean, we're all learning. I mean, it's new coaching staff, new group of guys, and nobody thought it was going to come easy. And there's always going to be some bumps and bruises in the road. So we just got to keep grinding. I think that's the biggest thing. Where our head stays in the right spot, everybody stays together. Like I said, by Big 12 season, we'll be rolling for sure.
You talked about the schedule, and I'm guessing you played some tough schedules at Duke too, but now next week you get two-time defending champion UConn. Is there a concern that maybe it just beats you down too much, or are you guys mentally strong enough that you can handle this kind of thing?
Nah, we're mentally strong that we can handle this type of stuff. I mean, this is what we asked for. We wanted to see we wanted to see how battle tested we were. We were a bunch of fighters, so we're not going to back down from anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. So we're excited to go to UConn. Ready for that challenge.
This last month or so of non-conference play, just how important is it, obviously, to get wins for your net and everything, but also just to really start gelling and, I mean, be in as good of shape as y'all can heading into Big 12 play?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. We want to finish this off strong, like I said. Then we got 3 more games to the break. Like I said, all we just need to do is come together and regroup and keep building. I mean, nobody splinter and go the opposite ways. I think that's the biggest thing. The college season is a grind. I mean, it's only November, 2026 right now. So I mean, it's early. It's everybody's like really once we get into like Big 12 season, nobody will even remember these type of games and stuff like that. So just got to stay strong until conference. So
There's a couple of Bahamas games, kind of specifically some slow starts in the first half. What are y'all kind of doing to try to address that and, to try to address that?
I mean, it just starts with me. I think I should just be a little more active, a little more attention to detail and stuff like that, just helping everybody out. But there's no excuse for the slow start. But I'll put that on me. I'm the guy leading the horses out there, so it won't be happening again.
And, I mean, you touched on it a little bit. Being one of the older guys here and having young guards like Rob and VJ, just kind of how cool has it been to see them develop in their first month or so of college ball?
I mean, it's real cool. I mean, they all want to learn. They all ask me questions, whether it's about the season, about the game, about just how to do things in situations and stuff like that. So them picking my brain and giving them my experiences that I have throughout the years is big time. I mean, they're freshmen. They don't really know any better. So if I can lead them to the right direction and not have them going to a depot, I mean, that's my job. That's what I'm here for. So thank you.